You think you know Strange. You've seen documentaries. You've read the clickbait. But the ocean's midnight zone holds creatures so bizarre that evolution itself seems drunk. We're not talking metaphors here. We're talking fish with transparent skulls and rotating eyes inside their heads. Squid that weigh half a ton with eyes the size of dinner plates. Males that permanently fuse into females and dissolve into living sperm banks. This isn't science fiction. This is 3/4 of our planet, and we've barely scratched the surface. The deep sea starts at 200 meters and plunges to 11,000. Pressure at the bottom exceeds 1,100 atmospheres. That's 50 jumbo jets pressing down on every square meter. Temperature hovers between 1 and 4 degrees Celsius. No sunlight penetrates below 1,000 meters. Total darkness, yet 76% of animals down there produce their own light. They glow. In 2017, researchers at Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute analyzed over 350,000 individual animals from 240 remotely operated vehicle dives. The numbers don't lie. 3 out of every 4 creatures in the water column between surface and 4,000 meters deep can bioluminesce. That study, published in Scientific Reports by Sverine Martini and Steve Haddock, shattered the old assumption that glowing was rare. It's not rare. It's the default setting for life in the abyss. If you value documented marine biology and evolutionary adaptation history like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also, comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the Ocean Census Biodiversity Data Platform published May 9th, 2025, which cataloged 866 new marine species discoveries, and from the journal Biodiversity Data Journal, November 2nd, 2025, which described 14 new species from depths exceeding 6,000 meters, including the parasitic isopod Zeaione everta, with structures resembling popped corn kernels on the female's back. Now back to the information. Why do they glow? Different zones, different reasons. Surface to 1,500 meters. Jellyfish and comb jellies dominate the light show. 1,500 to 2,250 meters down, glowing worms take over. Below that, tiny tadpole-like larvaceans account for half the bioluminescent biomass. The chemical reaction is simple on paper. Luciferin molecules meet oxygen, catalyzed by luciferase enzyme. Blue-green light results. Wavelengths between 450 and 490 nanometers. Short enough to travel through deep water without scattering. Red light dies at 5 meters depth. That's why so many deep creatures are red. If you can't see red, red equals invisible. The stoplight loose-jaw dragonfish evolved chlorophyll pigments in its eyes. Plants use chlorophyll. This fish stole the blueprint. Now it sees red wavelengths and hunts with a red bioluminescent headlamp. Prey never see it coming because prey can't detect red. Predator advantage locked in. But wait. January 2024. Schmidt Ocean Institute's research vessel Falkor 2 explored underwater mountains off Chile's coast, Salas y Gómez and Nazca Ridges, 4,500 meters down. Lead scientist Javier Solanes from Universidad Católica del Norte expected maybe 20 new species. They found 100, deep-sea corals, glass sponges, squat lobsters with spiky shells and beady eyes, ancient corals dating back thousands of years, translucent glass squids, a bright red fish using fins like hands to walk across the seafloor. Aaron Easton, expedition lead scientist, said on March 4th, 2024, "We were finding species we'd never encountered before every few meters." The discoveries kept coming. On March 17th, 2025, the Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census announced 866 new marine species. Guitar sharks at 200 meters depth off Mozambique and Tanzania. David Ebert found them. The lost shark guy. Only the 38th known guitar shark species worldwide. 2/3 of guitar sharks face extinction. Marine gastropods with venomous harpoons discovered at 200 to 500 meters off New Caledonia and Vanuatu. Turrid gastropods. Their peptides show promise for pain relief and cancer treatment. One drug for chronic pain came from a related snail family. April 12th, 2024, Ariadne Mech from Barcelona. Supercomputing Center led a 40-day cruise. Unexplored seamounts of the Salas y Gómez Ridge. 50 to 60 potentially new species at first sight. One of the deepest mesophotic corals in the world. Fields of sponges and corals. Vulnerable habitats needing protection. August 2024. Schmidt Ocean Institute discovered a new underwater mountain. Salido Seamount, 1,450 kilometers off Chile. Rises 3,100 meters from the seafloor, nearly 2 miles tall. Scientists created detailed 3-dimensional maps using multi-beam sonar. Then sent down a remotely operated vehicle, pristine coral reef covering 800 square meters, gardens of ancient corals, fields of glass sponges, over 100 new species estimated, cactus urchins, only one known species existed before, squat lobsters, deep-sea corals, amphipods, first ever footage of a live Promicoteuthis squid, only 3 species described, mostly from dead specimens collected in the late 1800s, flying spaghetti monsters, Bathyphysa conifera, Casper octopuses, real names, real creatures, November 2nd, 2025. Senckenberg Ocean Species Alliance published 14 new deep-sea species in Biodiversity Data Journal. One amphipod, named Apotectonia senckenbergi, discovered at 2,600 2 meters in a mussel bed within Galapagos Rift hydrothermal vent fields, named after Johanna Rebecca Senckenberg, naturalist from 1716 to 1743. Her support for science helped inspire the Senckenberg Society for Nature Research. The parasitic isopod Ziaione everta. Female has raised structures resembling popped corn, found in Australian intertidal zone, represents a completely new genus from the corn genus Zea, species from ocean depths exceeding 6,000 meters. Tools that can withstand over 1,000 atmospheres of pressure revealed them. Pressure? Let's talk. Pressure? Hadal zone, 6,000 to 11,000 meters below sea level. The word comes from Hades, Greek god of the underworld. Pressure reaches 1,100 times atmospheric pressure at sea level, 16,000 pounds per square inch, 8 tons per square inch by some measurements. Temperature stays between 1 and 4 degrees Celsius. Perpetual darkness. 0 sunlight. Danish Galathea. 2 in Soviet Vityaz expeditions in the early 1950s discovered a distinct shift in life at depths of 6,000 to 7,000 meters. Before that, scientists lumped it with the abyssal zone. Not anymore. The Hadal zone has its own rules. 400 species live down there, probably more. Most are amphipods, tiny flea-like crustaceans by the thousands, found as deep as 29,856 feet, 9,100 meters, bottom of the food chain, sustenance for everything else. Snailfish hold the vertebrate depth record. Pseudoliparis swirei, Hadal snailfish, lives 6,000 to 8,000 meters down. 26,831 feet at maximum recorded depth. Gelatinous, translucent. See-through body reveals all internal organs. Skeleton made of cartilage, not bone, helps them survive crushing pressure. They use trimethylamine N oxide, TMAO, special compound that stabilizes proteins in cell membranes under extreme pressure. The genome was sequenced in April 2019, published in Nature Ecology and Evolution by Wong and colleagues. First animal from extreme ocean depths to get full genome sequence. Revealed adaptations. Genes for monochromatic vision in very dim light present and expressed. Genes for seeing long and central wavelengths lost. Gene for short wavelengths present but barely expressed. 3 copies of a gene associated with hearing. 1 auditory gene upregulated. Various circadian rhythm genes either absent or barely expressed. No need for day-night cycles and eternal darkness. Metabolic gene turned into pseudogene. Another metabolic gene upregulated. The fish entered and fully adapted to extreme environments only in the last few million years. Phylogenetic relationships show they spread into different trenches in the Pacific Ocean within 1 million years. Fast evolution under crushing selective pressure. Research published in eLife July 12, 2023 by Xu and colleagues showed more. Hadal snailfish contains piezolites, pressure-resistant organic compounds incorporated into cells, help stabilize proteins, maintain cellular function at high pressure. Cell membranes more flexible, can compress without losing integrity. Shallow waterfish. Membranes would collapse. Some deep sea creatures demonstrate pressure-dependent enzyme systems, work more efficiently under high pressure than at surface levels. Optimal in natural habitat. True specialists. Research published August 28, 2025 in Marine Biodiversity Science Center confirmed cell membranes contain unique lipid compositions, remain fluid and functional despite intense pressure. Cellular processes continue unimpeded. But snailfish aren't alone. Cusk eels found at 27,460 feet below surface. Not true eels. Fish closely related to tuna, perch, seahorses. Members of Percomorphoclade. Chinese expedition using advanced submersible technology discovered thousands of worms and mollusks nearly 10 kilometers below sea level. Kuril-Kamchatka Trench. Western Aleutian Trench. Deepest colony of creatures ever observed on Hadal seafloor. Diverse species including Sibiglinid polycata and bivalvia, spanning 2,500 kilometers, depths from 5.92 to 3.6 miles down. Research published in PMC confirmed density of polychaetes and holothurians reaches 2 to 4 individuals per square meter in some sites. Sufficient food supply. Hot oil environment affects organisms in morphological, physiological, and genetic aspects. Jacques Picard and Don Walsh reached Challenger Deep in 1960. First manned exploration of deepest known part of ocean, Mariana Trench. Victor Vescovo completed 5 deeps expedition with multiple dives. Crewed missions face extraordinary challenges. Specially designed submersibles with thick titanium hulls withstand forces exceeding 1,000 atmospheres. Descent takes hours. Workspace no larger than small car surrounded by crushing forces. HROV Nereus imploded at 9,990 meters while exploring Kermadec Trench in 2014. Failure under immense pressure. Risks remain high. Now giant squid. Architeuthis ducks. Longest recorded specimen 43 feet, 13 meters total length, mantle length 7.4 feet, 2.25 meters, may have weighed nearly 1 ton. That's the documented maximum. Based on beak size found in sperm whale stomachs, scientists believe giant squid could reach lengths up to 66 feet, 20 meters. Never documented alive at that size. Method published using beak measurements to estimate body length. Helpful tool because hard beaks often found in whale stomachs. Eyes up to 27 centimeters in diameter, 10.6 inches. Among largest of all living animals, second only to colossal squid. Eyes that big can discern large shapes like sperm whales at distances over 120 meters, nearly 400 feet. Detection distance matters when predator hunts you. First live giant squid filmed in natural habitat in 2012. Japanese National Science Museum team, colleagues from NHK and Discovery Channel, suspended bait beneath research vessel off Ogasawara Islands. Camera word, pulled 24-foot squid to surface alive, 7 meters. World finally saw living, breathing giant squid. Lives at 1,650 to 3,300 feet depth, 500 to 1,000 meters below surface. Inky, black, icy, cold, not convenient for wildlife watching. Smithsonian zoologist Clyde Roper tried multiple techniques. Attached critter cam to sperm whale heads, sent robotic submersible, autonomous underwater vehicle, dived thousands of feet alone in deep sea submersible. No luck for Roper. Japanese researchers succeeded using flashing lights to imitate bioluminescent jellies. Colossal squid, Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, different species. Antarctic cranch squid, not to be confused with giant squid, shorter overall. Around 33 feet, 10 meters maximum, but far heavier. Largest specimen weighed 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms, mass of at least 495 kilograms confirmed. Largest specimens known only from beaks and sperm whale stomachs, may weigh 600 to 700 kilograms, 1,300 to 1,500 pounds. Largest extant invertebrate. Mantle length 2.5 meters, total length 4.2 meters. Tentacles probably shrank after death. Beak considerably smaller than some found in sperm whale stomachs. Some colossal squid, much larger than recovered specimens. Eyes 30 to 40 centimeters across when alive, 12 to 16 inches. Largest eye of any known animal. Partly collapsed specimen had eyes 12 centimeters across, 4.5 inches. Only 12 complete colossal squids recorded as of 2015. Half were full adults. 55 beaks collected total. 4 times a fin, mantle, arm, or tentacle collected. Species first discovered in winter of 1924 to 1925. 2 arm crowns found in sperm whale stomach. Guy Coburn Robson formally described it in 1925. Named after E. Hamilton, who made initial discovery. 1981, Soviet-Russian trawler in Ross Sea off Antarctica coast caught large squid over 4 meters total length, 13 feet. Immature female. Topapa Museum preserves one of the largest specimens ever recovered. 14% of squid beaks in Antarctic sperm whale stomachs belong to colossal squid. Indicates colossal squid make up 77% of biomass consumed by these whales. Many sperm whales have scars from colossal squid hooks. Both giant and colossal squid maintain neutral buoyancy using ammonium chloride solution throughout bodies, lighter than seawater. Different from gas-filled swim bladders most fish use, colossal squid has 2 rows of tiny suckers on arms and rotating hooks. Material, similar to human fingernails, perfect for gripping large fish. Light organs may help camouflage from predators. Giant squid use powerful suction alone, feed on deep sea fish like orange ruffy. Other squid species catch prey using 2 tentacles, grip with serrated sucker rings, bring toward powerful beak, shred with radula. Tongue with small file-like teeth. Before reaching esophagus, solitary hunters. Only individual giant squid caught in fishing nets. Mid to late October 2016. 9-meter giant squid washed ashore in Galicia, Spain, 30 feet. Photographed alive by tourist Javier Ondicol shortly before death. Examination by coordinators for studies and protection of marine species showed squid attacked and mortally wounded by another giant squid. Lost parts of fins. Damage to mantle. 1 gill. Lost an eye. Intact nature of specimen indicates giant squid escaped rival by slowly retreating to shallow water. Died of wounds. Giant squids steal food from each other. Cannibalism documented. Glass squids. Approximately 60 species in family Cranchidae. Transparent nature, useful camouflaging tool in partially sunlit shallow waters. Many species bioluminescent. Glowing light organs behind eyes. Only cigar-shaped livers show color. When disturbed, they hyperinflate with water. Release ink inside themselves, quickly become opaque. Not so invisible creature in blink of eye. Impressive camouflage swap seen in both octopuses and squids. Adaptation keeps multiple predator types at bay. First, predators lurk in deep seas looking above for tiniest sliver of shadow. Second, predators spotlight prey with bioluminescence. By changing from invisible to opaque, they trick both kinds. Must do swap in time. If bioluminescent light hits transparent self, it's like flashlight shining on window pane at night. Reflective and obvious to predators. Glass octopus. Rare on film but abundant throughout tropical and subtropical seas worldwide. Gelatinous, transparent. Large bulging eyes help see in dark depths. Can reflect light. Appear invisible in water. Roughly 2,750 meters beneath ocean surface lives transparent sea cucumber. Almost alien-like. Crocodile icefish. Ambush predators. Go long time between feedings. Consume fish up to 50% of body length. Also known as white-blooded fish. Blood has no color. Lacks hemoglobin. Transparency definitely comes in handy. Bear-like fish. Macropinna, microstoma, spookfish. Deep sea dweller in tropical temperate waters of Atlantic, Pacific, Indian Oceans. 600 to 800 meters below sea level, 2,600 feet at upper range. Dark gray or black body, relatively small, up to 6 inches, strange looking, amazing eyes, 2 large green tubes or barrels naturally rest looking upwards, can rotate to face forward. Marine biologist Helen Scales described it as fish with clear bubble-like astronaut's helmet. Accurate, dark opaque body. Clear head, through which you see eyes and olfactory organs. Transparent dome filled with fluid. Houses upward-pointing tubular eyes. Large fins allow smooth hovering. Barely moving water. Used to stabilize while scanning water above for food. Mostly zooplankton. Scientists believe they steal prey from siphonophores, long jelly-like stinging creatures. Translucent dome shields eyes from powerful stinging cells. First described in 1939, remained poorly understood for decades. Fragile. Captured specimens had transparent heads collapsed when brought to surface. 2009. Monterey Bay. Aquarium Research Institute expedition captured clear footage of live specimen, ROV off Central California coast. Resolved long-standing mysteries. Scientists believed eyes fixed in place, only vertical field of view. Footage revealed fish can rotate eyes forward. Focus on prey in front while maintaining wide awareness above. Green pigments in eyes act as filters. Screen out ambient sunlight trickling down. Enable detecting faint bioluminescent signals from jellyfish. Filtering system enhances contrast. Makes glowing outlines stand out sharply against dark. Eyes function like periscopes. Optical advantage in low-light world. Seeing silhouette means difference between dinner and starvation. Researchers brought one aboard. Kept alive several hours in pressure-controlled aquarium. Behavioral evidence showed barrel eye hovering beneath jellyfish. Using eyes and protective dome to target and steal food from jelly's tentacles. Only known vertebrate using mirror and lens for focusing images. Dolishopteryx longapes. Barrel eyes inhabit 400 to 2,500 meters deep. Mesopelagic to bathypelagic zone. Presumably solitary. Don't undergo diel vertical migrations. Remain just below limit of light penetration. High number of rods in retinae allows resolving silhouettes overhead in faintest ambient light. Accurately distinguish bioluminescent light from ambient light. Binocular vision allows accurately tracking and homing in on small zooplankton, hydroids, copepods, pelagic crustaceans, toothless mouth small and terminal, ends and pointed snout, pelagic spawners, eggs and sperm released en masse into water, fertilized eggs buoyant and planktonic, larvae and juveniles drift with currents at much shallower depths than adults. Upon metamorphosis into adult form Hajastastu, descend to deeper waters, but bioluminescence has limits. In 2018, scientists discovered ray-finned fishes evolved bioluminescence 27 separate times, dramatic increase from handful known before. Research published April 26, 2024 in Ocean Generation showed bioluminescence evolved at least 40 separate times across all marine animals. Number continues growing. Systematic distribution of bioluminescence in marine animals published in Biodiversity Journal cataloged that world's luminescent organisms now encompass approximately 1,000 genera. Significant increase from previous estimates, 2,781 species confirmed luminescent, 136 potentially luminescent, 99 non-luminescent, 6,389 unknown luminescent status. Total of 9,405 species in database. March 5th, 2025, Florida International University. Published Nature Communications Biology Study, Deep Sea Shrimp Evolved Enhanced Vision for Bioluminescent World, led by Danielle DeLeo. Oplophoroidea shrimp. Migrate vast distances up and down water column. Special glowing organs for camouflage, defense, possibly communication. Evolved visual systems with diversity of special light-detecting proteins. Opsins. Allow seeing range of colors including environmental and bioluminescent blue light. Might differentiate between own glow and bioluminescence of others. Shrimp migrating into shallower waters have greater variety of light-detecting proteins. Light primary driver of visual evolution. Research helps understand how deep sea animals not only live but thrive in extreme dark conditions. Navigating different light environments important. Opsin proteins. Particularly important for recognizing friends versus foes. All shrimp and family, Oplophoridae, use luminescent secretion discharged from mouth to deter predators. Only some possess second mechanism. Photophores, light-emitting organs across body, function in counter-illumination and mate attraction. Different types emit light at slightly different wavelengths and spectral bandwidths. FIU study found 80% of animals between 200 and 1,000 meters depth use bioluminescence. Research measuring delta 15N, content of chitinous beaks, demonstrated colossal squid is top predator positively correlated with increased size. Suggests likely preys on large fishes and smaller squids. Predators include sperm whales and sleeper sharks, lanternfish masters of disguise, rows of photophores on underside, emit faint glow. Blend in with remaining light filtering down from surface, counter-illumination, renders them almost invisible to attackers hunting from below. Vampire squid inverts body when threatened, raises arms overhead, exposes rows of spikes, not deterrent enough, also ejects sticky bioluminescent mucus, startles, disorients, confuses predators. Pelican eels found in Midnight Zone. Ultra-black skin absorbs up to 99.7% of light. Virtually undetectable even exposed to bioluminescence. Many deep-sea creatures dark red in color. Red wavelengths first absorbed in ocean. Very few deep-sea creatures see red light. Stoplight loosejaw, notable exception. Red-colored creatures appear black. Blend against near lightless backdrop. Transparency, another technique. Glass squid observed as deep as 2,000 meters, almost completely transparent. From glowing corals to vomiting shrimp. Animals used bioluminescence to communicate for millions of years. Research associate Danielle DeLeo wrote in the conversation, deep sea shrimp covered in organs that see light. As primitive eyes evolved during Cambrian explosion 540 million years ago, bioluminescence already existed. Understanding how different light sources impact vision in present-day species illuminates past influence on early animals. If you value documented deep-sea biology and cutting-edge marine research like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the Senckenberg Ocean Species Alliance published November 2nd, 2025 in Biodiversity Data Journal, which unveiled 14 new species from ocean depths exceeding 6,000 meters using advanced lab techniques and taxonomy eyes, and from Florida International University's study published March 5th, 2025 in Nature Communications, Biology on Visual Evolution, revealing light-detecting opsin proteins in deep-sea shrimp that enable navigation through bioluminescent environments. Now, back to the information. Anglerfish, ceratioids, deep-sea anglerfish. Maybe the strangest reproduction strategy on Earth. Sexual parasitism. Tiny males attach to much larger females. In some species, males bite females then release after mating. In others, male permanently fuses to female. Obligate parasitism. Male's head dissolves into female. Circulatory systems merge. He transforms into permanent sperm-producing sexual organ. Study published May 23, 2024 in Current Biology. By Yale researchers Chase Brownstein and colleagues, examined how sexual parasitism works. Female ceratioideae anglerfish can reach 77 millimeters, Males 6.2 to 7.3 millimeters at maturity. At one time claimed smallest vertebrate known, excluded from records because not free-living, parasitic males, but females only 50.5 millimeters, not extreme enough. In most extreme cases, females more than 60 times length of males, about 500,000 times as heavy. Males don't have luring apparatus, have large, well-developed eyes, huge nostrils, help home in on species-specific chemical attractant emitted by females. Once male finds female, seemingly impossible task in vast open space of deep sea, he bites onto her body. Tissues and circulatory systems fuse. He feeds on nutrients received through her blood. Male becomes sexual parasite, hangs on for rest of his life, unable to free himself, fertilizes eggs produced by female. Male completely loses individuality. Couple becomes single functioning organism. Females can have up to 8 males attached. Report by Sarawatari found 8 males attached to single Cryptopsaurus quasii female. Ensures endless supply of sperm whenever female ready to spawn. Major evolutionary advantage in vast environment where odds of male and female encounter extremely low. August 2016, Kirsten and Joachim Jakobsen filmed Fanfin Sea Devil, Caulifrine Jordani, North Atlantic off Sohorhe Island in Azores, 2,600 feet deep, 800 meters. For 25 minutes, female observed to float slowly and gracefully, rolling in current, head down and head up, pitch black water. Swept long whisker-like fin rays back and forth. Pinpoints of light emanating at intervals along length of each ray. Small parasitic male visible on underside. Attached to her belly. Will remain this way for life. Ted Pitch, Professor Emeritus at University of Washington, Curator Emeritus of Fishes at Burke Museum, called it unique and never-before-seen thing. Clear window on something only imagined before. Only third-time anglerfish behavior caught on film. National Geographic featured it May 4th, 2021. Scientists first started capturing ceratioid anglerfish, noticed all specimens were female, some had what appeared to be parasites attached. Turned out to be highly dimorphic male ceratioids, one of few instances of naturally occurring parabiosis, fusion between male and female when reproducing possible. Due to lack of immune system keys, antibodies can't mature, can't create receptors for T cells. Research published July 30th, 2020 by Thomas Bohm from Max Planck Institute of Immunobiology and Epigenetics and Theodore Pitch from University of Washington. In journal Science Solved Enigma. Figured out why female anglerfishes readily accept male mates. Extraordinary reproductive strategy, posed puzzle since 1920. Icelandic fisheries, biologist first discovered attached fishes. How is it possible genetically similar organisms accept each other when tissue, rejection usual expected result? Researchers found anglerfishes lack genes responsible for tissue rejection. Use much improved innate facilities to defend against infections. Most unexpected solution. New type of immune system very unusual among tens of thousands of vertebrate species. Study shows despite several 100 million years of coevolutionary partnership of innate and adaptive functions, vertebrates can survive without adaptive immune response previously considered irreplaceable. Unusual mode of reproduction invented several times independently in this group. Although details of improved innate immune response remain to be discovered, results point to potential strategies that enhance innate immune facilities in human patients suffering consequences of inborn or acquired impairment. Began with obscure observation on fishing vessel in mid-Atlantic. Opens new avenues for treatment of immune disorders in humans. Study published. October 6th, 2024, showed anglerfishes convergently degenerated their adaptive immunity. Multiple groups enabled sexual parasitism. Not necessarily key trait-driving species diversification among ceratioids, did enable anglerfish to succeed in midnight zone. Sexual parasitism thought advantageous to inhabiting deep sea, Earth's largest and most homogeneous habitat. Once individuals find mate in vast expanse, obligate sexual parasitism allows permanently latching. Cascade of traits, including those required for sexual parasitism, allowed anglerfishes to invade deep sea during the period of extreme global warming, planet's oceans and ecological upheaval. Between 50 million and 35 million years ago, high temperatures drove many deep sea organisms to extinction. Midnight zone, suddenly prime real estate. Anglerfishes transitioned from roaming shallow habitats like coral reefs to swimming in dark open waters. Females use bioluminescent lure. Esca dangles from snouts to entice prey, 980 to 16,400 feet underwater, 300 to 5,000 meters. Using toothy mouths and expandable stomachs, fishes swallow prey larger than themselves in single gulp. Esca's glow produced by symbiotic bacteria, fishing apparatus only found on females. Male Photocorinus spinaceps at maturity measured 6.2 to 7.3 millimeters, female 46 millimeters. Parasitic male fused to her back, photographed by Theodore Peitsch, approximately 160 known species of deep-sea anglerfishes found in world's oceans. Extremely rare. Lure prey in inky black darkness using bioluminescent apparatus, enormous toothy mouth, expandable stomach. Capture and devour prey larger than themselves. Instantaneous gulp. Spawn of all anglerfish enveloped by gelatinous sheath. Multiple terms refer to it. Spawn of Lophius. Anglerfish consists of thin sheet of transparent gelatinous material, 25 centimeters wide, maybe longer than 10 meters, 33 feet. Egg mass may contain over 1 million eggs in single layer, each in own cavity. Larvae pelagic, have pelvic fins elongated into filaments. Thought egg masses effectively disperse young over great distances and large area. 77 millimeter female Linifrin arborifera, with 15 millimeter parasitic male observed to have numerous eggs embedded in gelatinous mass. Egg graft, or veil protruding from genital opening, eggs 0.6 to 0.8 millimeters in diameter. Among largest known for any ceratioid. 2010 mitochondrial genome phylogenetic study suggested anglerfishes diversified in short period during early to mid-Cretaceous, between 130 and 100 million years ago. 2023 preprint reduced this to late Cretaceous, between 92 and 61 million years ago. Other studies indicate anglerfish originated shortly after Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event as part of massive adaptive radiation of percomorphs. Clashes with extensive diversity already known from group by Eocene. 2024 study found all anglerfish suborders most likely diverged from one another during late Cretaceous and Paleocene. Multiple families of deep-sea anglerfishes and trademark sexual parasitism originated during Eocene and rapid radiation following Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum. Deep sea is vast, 71% of planet. Fundamental to life on Earth. Vast biodiversity helps regulate climate, supports health, livelihoods, food security of millions, yet much remains unexplored. Only around 10% of marine species documented, unlocking mysteries integral to understanding how to protect biodiversity, build climate resilience, secure sustainable future. Exploration difficult, extreme pressure, requires instruments withstanding 1,000 or more atmospheres. Manned and unmanned submersibles study depths in greater detail. Remotely operated vehicles connected to research vessel by cable. Autonomous, freely moving. Cameras and manipulators allow observing and taking samples of sediment and organisms. Failures occur under immense pressure. Technology advances, better equipped to explore. Each discovery adds knowledge of complex ecosystems far beneath waves. Implications for biodiversity conservation. Study of evolution. Currently, about 26% of ocean floor mapped to high resolution. Working toward full map of seafloor would be first time in human history we know what planet's shape actually is. Jyotika Virmani, Executive Director of Schmidt Ocean Institute. Findings incredibly important for understanding ocean life in bathypelagic zone, between 1,000 and 4,000 meters deep, largest animal habitat on Earth. 46 individual hadal habitats worldwide occupy less than 0.25% of world's seafloor. Yet trenches account for over 40% of ocean's depth range. Most hadal habitat found in Pacific Ocean, largest and deepest of conventional oceanic divisions. Trenches formed where tectonic plates collide, long narrow submarine canyons. Movement of one plate over another causes earthquakes and tsunamis affecting people on land. Understanding tectonic motion essential for warning people. More often, Earth's hadal seafloor found mid-plate in regions never explored, steep walls leading to hadal regions, home to life forms found nowhere else on Earth. Studying organisms helps better understand adaptation to extreme environments. Woods Hole. Oceanographic Institution, collaborating with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory to develop technology allowing exploration of hadal zone. Orpheus autonomous underwater vehicles. Small AUVs withstand pressure greater than 1,000 times that at ocean surface. Navigate narrow rocky sections of trenches. Some hadal trenches contain copious amounts of terrestrial debris. Puerto Rico, Kermadec, Palau, Mariana Trenches, seaweed, sugarcane, coconut shell, bamboo, terrestrial and coastal wetland plant debris. Large number of organisms like gastropods feed on terrestrial wood debris. Research on digestive enzymes of hadal amphipod, Hirundellea gigas, found organism evolved unique cellulose, breaks down cellulose into glucose and cellobiose. Obtain nutrition from deposited wood debris. Results indicate input of terrestrial organic matter may have promoted development of special animal groups in hadal trench. Hadal zone, very harsh for most marine animals. Hadal creatures well adapted, high hydrostatic pressure and low temperature change, fluidity of biofilms. Reduced stability. Hadal organisms show specificities in adaptability, but also commonalities. To adapt to high pressure, Hadal lipard organisms demonstrate various changes, morphological, physiological, genetic aspects, adaptation comprehensive process. Hadal animals evolved flexible cartilage-based skeletons, lack gas-filled swim bladders that would collapse, increased concentrations of TMAO molecules in bodies, trimethylamine N-oxide, organic osmolite, counteracts protein destabilization caused by pressure. TMAO levels in different marine species correlate with depth where they live. Those in Hadal zone possess highest concentrations. Other compounds called piezolites strengthen cellular membranes, protect from crumbling at deep sea pressures. Research published earlier, 2025, showed majority of fish below 3,000 meters possess genetic mutation to gene called RFT1. Unclear exactly how this helps. Altered gene thought to enhance transcriptional efficiency of genetic material. Brings host of benefits for creatures in high-pressure environments. Bacteria in Hadal zone metabolize hydrogen and methane released by rock and seawater reactions. Serpentinization, hydrogen sulfide released from cold seeps. Some bacteria, symbiotic, live inside mantle of certain thiacerid and vesicomyid bivalves. Otherwise, first link in Hadal food web are heterotroph organisms feeding on marine snow. Fine particles, occasional carcass. Microbial cell abundance and community structures of Hadal sediments show substantial differences among different subduction trenches, likely attributable to influence of geographic separation, primary productivity, sedimentation patterns. Studies suggest significant distinction between abyssal plain and Hadal trench sediments. Dominant enrichment of heterotrophic bacterial populations, well correlated with organic matter degradation and recalcitrant material breakdown. Commonly dominant taxa mainly derived from bacterial chloroflexi, Bacteroidetes, planktomycetes, Marinimicrobia, Gematimonidates, Archaeal Woserchiota and Thaumarchaeota, microbial lineages inferred to participate in diverse geochemical cycles, alkane degradation, nitrogen cycle, aerobic ammonium oxidization, nitrification, denitrification, carbon assimilation, chemoheterotrophic functions. No summary needed. The Hadal trench sediments don't summarize themselves. Late factual reveal reframes what we heard. Chinese Academy of Sciences announced discovery in September 2025. Chemosynthetic ecosystems in Western Pacific trenches. Thousands of tube worms and mollusks forming colonies at depths exceeding 10,900 meters. 35,797 feet. Deepest known chemosynthetic community on Earth. 2,500 kilometer distribution. Species diversity includes cyboglinid tube worms processing hydrogen sulfide, bivalves with symbiotic bacteria, no sunlight needed, chemical energy from Earth's crust powers entire ecosystem. Life finds a way even where physics says it shouldn't exist. The abyss doesn't care about our assumptions. It just keeps producing nightmares that breathe.